Hello, good evening. You're listening to the Radio Harrow Sports Show with me, Noah Abrahams. It's 3 minutes past 8, and in the next hour, we have a jam-packed show for you. If you want to contact us, then you can do so. Give us a call on 0208 869 3959. That's 0208 869 3959. Or you can email us, studio@radioharrow.org. Perhaps you want to make a point to our guest tonight, Head of Media at Wealdstone Football Club, Dec O'Reilly, or even to Wealdstone manager Bobby Wilkinson. He'll be on the line very shortly. Right now, though, with all Stones fans having found exactly what they're looking for, with a promotion, playoff place for the promotion in the National League South, here it is. It's Tom Grennan, found what I've been looking for. Listening to the Radio Harrow Sports Show, and joining me on the phone, we have Wealdstone first team manager Bobby Wilkinson. Bobby, good evening. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Always, mate. Lovely listening to your show. You're doing a fantastic job, so well done.
As are you at Wealdstone, my friend. First off, Bobby, you are managing a Wealdstone team in the National League South playoffs. How does that feel?
Yeah, very proud manager. I'm not going to lie, very proud of my boys and my management team and just the football club. And it's an honour to be taking them into a playoff.
Has it sunk in yet?
Yeah, it has now, because we've been in training and working hard. It didn't on Saturday night, I won't lie, because the emotions of the week has been, hard to take. But I don't know why we do it some days, us managers. But we love this game and we get a buzz out of it. So yeah, it's just sunk in today.
Your love for the game is so clear. Let's start off with the incredible game against Hemel Hempstead that saw your team win 2-1 after going a goal down in the first half on Saturday. There's no doubt that the footballing gods were looking down on you, and I'd love to know what you said to the boys at half-time, because I know you weren't impressed with the first half performance.
It's one of the worst halves of the season, to be honest, and I was a little bit gobsmacked going in at half-time, and I said to my management team, I'll be happy if we go in only 1-0 down, because we'll go on and win it 2 or 3-1. But I'll be open and honest with you, I can't tell you what I said.
Not for the radio. Okay, it's fair enough. And I think everyone associated with Wealdstone knows how much you care and knows how much the club means to you, and I can certainly see it. And do you think it makes it even more special that you've kind of defied the odds? When I spoke to you after the Dulwich-Hamlet game, you were visibly very upset, and it was a tough interview for both of us. Does it make it more special that the chances were so slim, and yet you've gone and pulled it off?
Yeah, it's a very, very special thing. As you know, I've made quite a lot of playoffs, but this one was special because of how it happened. But I have to make one thing very clear. It was over 42 games. That's why it is very special. We got in there after 42 games. A lot of people were saying to me, oh, you got in there on the final day. Well, you can only get in there on the final day. So a lot of credit goes to the boys to having a great season on the pitch and being dedicated towards me and the football club to get us in there. So 42 games, not a one-off, but yes, we had a little bit of luck as well. And we were due a bit of luck because I've had so much unluckiness with injuries and penalty takers and FA Cup. To get into the first round, we get a penalty in the 94th minute and we miss it. They go down the other end, score, and we're out. Them dark days still haunt me. So just really pleased for everyone at the club.
There's no doubt you've created your own luck in ways. I mean, I know the dream for you is league football. And on Saturday night after the game, I spoke to Godfrey Poku at the end of the season awards. And he was your pick for Player of the Year. And what he said to me about you just indicated so much how it's a family at Wealdstone now. What you've created is very much of a family atmosphere. And as you said, you've got a fantastic playoff record. But how much will the bond between players and the management and that whole family feel contribute to the club taking the next steps and you taking the next steps to sort of getting to managing the league, because that's your own goal?
Yeah, well, as a manager, I just like to make everyone feel real special around me, and you make them feel the best they can be and let them know they can play the best they can play, because if your manager doesn't have the changing room, you don't win anything. So that's anything in life. You've got to have people back you as long as you back them. And when we've gone through the hard times, I've backed them more. And people like Goddard and that, we are family, and we'll be family for a long time. Even when he goes on and does what he needs to do. Yes, I am on my own little journey as well. I want to take Wealdstone up a couple of leagues. I'm in no rush to where I want to go, but I didn't come into football just to plod along for years after years. I've come into football to succeed, and these boys are helping everyone together, if you know what I mean. They're helping me succeed, I'm helping them succeed. we're helping Wealdstone Football Club succeed. So as a family, we're all helping each other.
Well, it's very much teamwork makes the dream work. Speaking of teamwork, I've got Dec O'Reilly opposite me. Dec.
Hello, good evening.
Evening, Dec. Dec's just walked in, Bobby. Like you say, Bobby, you're a man of hard work, graft, unbelievable commitment. I've got to ask you, though, as a National League South manager, about Concord Rangers, if I may, because in my view, it was incredibly harsh on them, the situation, and they've put in the hard work as well, and they've been told they can't compete in the playoffs to get there.
Have you done your homework on me on that?
Yes, I mean,
yeah. So Bobby
yeah,
went through a couple years ago at Hungerford a similar sort of scenario where there wasn't 500 covered seats, hence why they got in the playoffs, got in the top 7 a couple of years ago under Bobby Hungerford, but just didn't have the facilities similarly to Concord Rangers. So
yeah, we were 58 seats short, and it was top 6 then. My first year actually in the division with Hungerford. So it broke my heart. I got told similar the way they've done it. It's not the manager's fault. It's the chairman's fault and the club. You should know what the rules are. I didn't know the rules myself. I thought we could have just put a temporary stand in, but you couldn't. So all your hard work got taken away from me overnight. And the problem is these chairmen and the board and the committee, they don't understand how much it hurts us, because you wouldn't allow that to happen if you did. And I feel for the Concord manager and all their fans and all their staff. But I have to say, it's down to the chairman and the board. They should have done that, and they haven't. So they are the rules. They didn't have it. They can't go in there because it happened to me.
Well, I really appreciate your honesty. And just finally, when asked on Saturday night about your upcoming game against Bath on Wednesday night, you said that it was around 7 p.m. when you started to think about Bath. Not many managers will that quickly start to think about their next game, but it's a game away from home, and we all know you have a terrific away record. What are your thoughts going into that game?
As a manager, you just can't switch off. You know, I had a couple of beers after. I went home about 11:30, and I just studied Bath for about 2 hours. And I tried to get a little bit of sleep, but you couldn't because of the adrenaline. It's going to be a wonderful occasion for both teams. 2 good managers, brilliant for non-league football. I'm just proud we're there, but our away record means nothing unless you go there and win. But we go there full of confidence, and we believe we can win any game. And once we go there fighting and believing that we can win, that's what I ask the boys to do, and they give me 110% as normal. But it's got to be a great occasion, isn't it?
Well, it's going to be fantastic. And again, I wish you all the very best of luck, and I'm sure Dec does as well. Dec will be down there. Thank you so much for coming on the show and having a chat with us. And again, all the very, very best of luck.
Thanks very much. Great speaking to you. And tell Dec I'll see him on the coach. It's his turn for the coffee.
I'll let him know. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Cheers, Bobby.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. So that was Bobby Wilkinson speaking to us on the phone. Coming up, Dec will share his thoughts on Wealdstone. First, though, after the end of season awards at Wealdstone, I spoke to Godfrey Poku, and he had a chat with me about winning 2 awards, and he also he said some nice stuff about his manager.
I can't describe it, mate. Emotional, up and down, everything. I don't know. I'm literally gobsmacked, but we've gone through the line. But this is just the start, man. We've got to prepare now and make sure we're ready for a tough game against Bath. So yeah, man, it's been good. It's been good.
Sure, the best highlight in your Wealdstone career.
Oh yeah, I've been here a season now. It's been good, man. As a team, I feel like we dug deep. We showed that we're men. Especially, we went 1-0 down early, but we kept on plugging away, and it's just a brilliant end to the season. And like I said, we just got to carry it on until Wednesday. That's it.
The awards you've won 2, what's that like? I mean, that's very impressive. Not many people win 2 awards.
Yeah, it's alright. It's good. Thanks to everyone that voted on that. Appreciate it.
And the manager, he's done an incredible job. What do you have to say about Bobby? I think he's fantastic.
Yeah, Bobby Wilkinson, isn't he? He's alright, to be fair. He's alright, man. I got a lot of time for him. He's a good manager and that, so.
He's alright, to be fair. High praise indeed from Godfrey. Thank you for speaking to us, Mr. Godfrey Poku. Dec, we've heard from Bobby. We've just heard from Godfrey. Can you possibly describe the excitement around the club at the moment?
Can I possibly describe it? It's pretty incredible, really. I mean, we were standing there a week before the end of the season. We just lost at home. We were 4 points out. We were in 11th position, which is 4 points below 4 positions below where we wanted to be, and the place was disappointed. And the absolute contrast from that to Saturday just gone, where we've beaten Hemel Hempstead, and as well we beat Chelmsford on Easter Monday, which by the scoreline we won 3-0 away from home against the team that's ended up finished 4th. It's unbelievable. That was an unbelievable result, and because we beat them by so much, it gave us that opportunity that if results went our way, we only needed to win. Whereas on the other hand, it would have been like, well, if we had not, say we beat Chelmsford 1-0, and then we had to play Hemel and we had to beat them by a few, it might have been difficult at home. So absolutely, I think the way I can probably describe it is everyone's pretty ecstatic that we've got another game on Wednesday.
Yeah, well, you're going on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Can you make it an early prediction or give your thoughts on that game against Bath?
I don't want to make any sort of predictions to go either way, but I just think it will be an entertaining game. I certainly think that the two games that I've seen Bath when they've played Wealdstone this season have been very entertaining. One was a 3-3 back in November at Grosvenor Vale, which was an unbelievable game.
I think that was my first Wealdstone game this season. Was that one?
It was an unbelievable game, if you can remember. 2 goals down, going into the second half and turning it around twice, coming back from behind. So that was a good game. And at Twerton Park last month, it was actually in March. And we went 1-0 up, and we were sounding Bath out a little bit at their home place, which is a difficult job in itself. But you know, it's playoff football, and it's going to be adding that extra element of drama, which is going to be massive for a game that's already got full of drama already this season. That fixture,
absolutely. Wealdstone are a team you can never write off. That's certainly my view, anyway.
Yeah, no, it's. In terms of what I've seen from football teams, it's one of the most hard-working I've ever seen. Don't know whether that's because I'm closer to that team than any other, but the way I watch them work and their desire and their passion for the club and for their teammates and for their management, it's unbelievable, and it goes way above anything I've ever seen before. And
like I said, like Bobby echoed, it's a family here. It's a family down at Wealdstone.
Yeah, and I think that was his aim from the beginning, really. When he first come to the club, I think he wanted that family mentality, and you know, that really, really helps. I think when the going gets tough, people are able to bring themselves together and pick each other up again, because it's got that family mentality. And I think that's something he planned to do from the very beginning, and to see it come off is not really a surprise to me. But absolutely, I think the way that it is such a family mentality, it's good for other players when they come in as well, I think, because if you've got the right mentality for a new player to come in, then you can mould in very easily because of that mentality as well.
Okay, well, one more on Wealdstone, because I think Bobby deserves huge amounts of credit. I think he's done a fantastic job. I mean, he's come into a club, and it was a bit like Arsene Wenger in a way. You know, I'm going to compare Bobby Wilkinson to Unai Emery. I'm sure he's going to love that. But I honestly think it's the same situation. He's come in after an old manager's been there for a long time, and at the end of this season, they're in the playoffs, regardless if they go up or not. That is an incredible achievement in itself.
Yeah, it's another step forward for Wealdstone, really, and in general, because for everyone, because when Bobby come in, it was a lot like Arsene Wenger and Unai Emery, as I think I made that comparison last time I was on here. So I can happily bring that up again. I think a lot of supporters may have relied on Gordon Bartlett a lot in that 20 years, as say Arsenal would have done with Arsene Wenger, who'd be relying on him a lot to sort of dig us out of trouble. But Bobby's success at Wealdstone in such a short amount of time has been unparalleled for me. Last season, he come in August, but not quite at the start of the season, and got a team that wasn't really any of his players to an FA Trophy semi-final, and losing to the winners as well in that semi-final over 2 legs. And even that is an amazing achievement for Wealdstone. I mean, it's not a club that gets to a semi-final and FA Trophy often. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know, yeah.
So that is a big achievement in itself. And then league, because of the scheduling and things like that, but with the trophy, and you have, say, even 3 games in a matter of days, like 5 or 6 days. Like, that's the way the schedule goes sometimes, because you've got so many league games still. So that was always going to be difficult to get a good league position with that run. But I think a lot of people would have taken that run for that, like that sort of sacrifice. And then this season, getting into 7th place. I mean, when he first come into the club, he said he was going to get in the playoffs. And now he's achieved it, and he's just one of them people. He just says one thing and he will achieve it, and that's just how he is.
Absolutely true to his word. And if you want to go to the Bath City game, I'd say jump on getting those coach tickets as quickly as possible.
Yeah, just as long as we get loads of people down there, which I'm sure we will. It'll be a great day out for everyone.
That's the main thing. Go down, support the Stones in Bath. Okay, moving on.